Hello everyone! Today I'll be showing you a bit of my idea generation process. Specifically, today I'll be learning how to draw a weasel. I don't know exactly why I really wanted to draw a weasel, but something about their shape made me want to capture them on a piece of paper, and I've been having a bit of art block, so I truly just needed to draw, like, anything. My goal was to learn how to draw a weasel and then attempt to make a finished digital piece based on what I had learned. First, I went on Pinterest and Google and I looked at some real pictures of weasels. They're extremely cute. Like, look at this thing. Yeah, exactly. I had a lot of trouble at first capturing their essence, but soon I did figure out that I just needed to draw the picture as closely as I could while I was learning about their shape and details. I was finally happy with this particular drawing. I kept drawing more weasels and simplifying them as I went. This is one of the biggest things I wanted to work on while doing this small project. I've had a lot of trouble in the past simplifying ideas, and I wanted to test myself and see if I could learn how to do that with an animal I was not familiar with. I should really try doing that with cats next time. I decided I wanted to add a tree somewhat behind it, and I started to concept for a background. I really did consider this idea for the final piece, but later I ended up scrapping the tree because I wanted to focus on rendering the weasel instead. I started getting frustrated after trying to draw the weasel again. But I remembered a very important phrase. Keep it simple, stupid. This is what got me through my animation courses in college when I started to overcomplicate myself. It's been one of the most important quotes that I know, and now I keep a sticky note in my workspace at all times. After I reminded myself, I immediately went back to it, experimenting a little bit further. More of a triangle head, bigger eyes, sleepy eyes. There's a lot going on here. I pull out a different drawing supply and I try again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Oh, whoops, I accidentally drew the weasel very similar to one of my favorite influencers. At OMG It's Always on Instagram. I hadn't ever really drawn a weasel before trying for this video. It's really interesting how much experimentation ideas go through, especially when learning to draw something you haven't drawn before. I go back to coloring to see if that would help me a bit. It does give me a better idea of what my piece could look like, but I don't pay too much attention to the colors I'm using. I kind of find it a little bit more fun when the color pencil work has like wild colors like this. I draw a couple more weasels and then it hits. I think I figured it out. This is what I wanted. These are the eyes, the shape, the texture. This is it. I go back and I do it one last time. Larger. This is it. The culmination of my learning. It felt extremely fulfilling to reach a point where I felt satisfied with my rendering of this animal. It felt like I had found a key to a lock and now I could use it whenever I wanted. Who knew that drawing would make you better at drawing? Man, what a revolutionary discovery. Looking back over onto the page, there were many different renderings of weasels. They were all definitely different styles, but each one I think was necessary so I could move forward to the final piece. And now, finally, I get to move on to the digital piece. Idea generation is frustrating and kind of exhausting sometimes, especially when you have one thought in your head and what you produce looks different. Whenever I'm in an art slump, I tend to forget that art has stages, since I just want the end product to exist. Anything that involves creativity is going to go through some sort of life cycle. In making a fully rendered finished piece, you'll usually start off with an idea, maybe do some sketches, a few drafts, color tests, experiments, etc. Then you finally get to work on your piece. And it's a journey there in itself to work on it and render it until it feels complete. Processes can, of course, vary, and yours may be way shorter or way longer. You may love to have many details as possible planned beforehand, or you might completely hate sketching with all your heart. You might go straight into scribbling onto a page. In the end though, all of these begin with one thing: a thought, an idea, a concept, a need to spring forward and make something. This is what makes art, art, and what makes it so human. I could get into how much AI art is the bane of my existence, but I don't want to derail too badly from the topic. That being said though, that's the beginning of an idea. When an idea is born, you write that stuff down. Ideas are like seeds. You're going to put those seeds into little packets for later and plant them whenever it's their time. If you're going through art block and you're waiting for a good idea to just spring up and plaster itself onto the page, well, then you're going to have art block for an extremely long time, waiting for that one really good idea to save you. This used to happen to me a lot when I was younger, and it kind of still happens every once in a while when I forget to check in on myself. Now, when you feel like you don't know what to draw, or your art is bad, or you're having a bad day, you're going to pull one of those idea seeds out. An idea seed can be literally anything. If you don't have an idea seed, you're going to pick the first interesting thing that you can think of. An animal, an object, your breakfast, your phone, like literally anything. You're going to learn how to draw it by drawing it. That's why I chose to draw a weasel. I thought, oh, weasels look interesting, and then I decided to draw one. This isn't going to be the best piece I've ever made, or a particularly interesting one, but it was never supposed to be. Sometimes you just have to make art for making art's sake. The answer to getting out of art block, funnily enough, is to make art. And like, I know, Danny, if I could make art, I would have already, yes. But have you tried to make art and like just not care what it looks like at all? The key is to keep trying and keep drawing and keep experimenting until you get somewhere you like. Eventually, even if it takes a while, I promise you'll get there. Sometimes though, it's good to step away. You definitely don't want to get frustrated at feeling like you failed at making something. Sometimes taking a break for a day, a week, a month, it may be important and healthy too. But you need to remember to continue doing something creative every day. You can look at an artist that you like, do some fun crafts unrelated to your usual art, play a video game that you like or that inspires you. I personally would at least try my best to doodle something every day, just because it keeps me in check and in the habit of making art. Making art should be fun. If you're struggling and you're upset, maybe take a step back and reconfigure. Get out of your comfort zone. Experiment. And most importantly, don't give up. Because if creating is something you like enough, it's always worth to keep pushing forward. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me a lot, especially since this is only my second video on YouTube. And once again, my name is Danny, and I'll see you in the next video.